Avatar: The Last Airbender has a lot of great episodes that explore the wonderful characters and the world around them. As the books went on, Avatar: The Last Airbender changed its approach from being all about action scenes to having emotional development within its characters. Sure, there were some emotional moments sprinkled in here and there in early episodes, but it wasn't until the Tales of Ba Sing Se that helped the side characters be more emotionally grounded, which helped the creators explore more of their character development in Book 3. Before the Tales of Ba Sing Se, the show was pretty formulaic. Aang and company traveled to a new place, they got chased by the Fire Nation, Aang learns a new way of bending, or he just saves the day. As all that is going on, Zuko and Iroh are off on their own little adventure. Don't get me wrong, this formula works, but if they kept on doing it over and over again, I don't think this show would have been as memorable. Episodes like Zuko Alone, The Tales of Ba Sing Se, and Appa's Last Days experiment and push themselves away from the formulaic writing style, and they stand out as being some of the best episodes of Book 2, because the creators challenge themselves to think outside the box. So how does The Tales of Ba Sing Se break the formula? It has 6 different mini-stories written by 8 different writers, whereas most episodes have 1 to 2 people writing the script, which is mostly credited to the main writers. This episode gave new writers a turn to have some fun creating their own little stories. This is apparent because throughout the episode, we can see the passion and heart that is entangled in every moment. The second thing this episode does really well is recognize the importance of breath. Up to this moment, Aang's team has always been on the move. Book 1 was all about getting to the Northern Water Tribe, so there was never time for the characters to sit and reflect. Book 2 does things a little differently, making Aang learn earthbending earlier, and the team gets to their final destination faster. The team is waiting to see the Earth King because one does not pop in on the Earth King. This one little problem is what locks Team Avatar in place. If this was any other show, they would have skipped to the team running into Jet or stalled for time with another action type episode. But Avatar: The Last Airbender's creative team is up to the challenge to have its characters sit and reflect, take a breath before things get crazy once more. This helps the show later on when Team Avatar has to wait for the Day of Black Sun or Sozin's Comet. Because of this episode, the waiting period for these 2 events, it doesn't feel awkward. It feels needed before things start to pick up again. Also, each one of these episodes in the early parts of Book 3 feels like an extension of what's talked about in their tales. With that being said, why don't we dig deeper into the characters' tales? Toph and Katara's spa day seems like a really weird concept on the surface. From previous episodes, these two normally butt heads. We know that they care about one another, but they never really see eye to eye. So for Toph to go outside of her comfort zone to do something that she would never do by herself, it's nice to see. The best part about this is Katara still letting Toph express herself to help her navigate this new setting. It shows how motherly Katara is, but is still willing to let Toph be a kid. Within these small little scenes in the spa, we see how at ease they are with one another. Water and earth are in perfect harmony to create a perfect sauna, whereas in The Runaway, Toph and Katara's relationship is unbalanced, and so are their elements they bend. Instead of creating something beautiful, they just create mud, showcasing the miscommunication of both individuals. At the end of their tale, Katara and Toph run into 3 girls that make fun of Toph's makeover. This is a really important part of Toph's character. She's confident with who she is, but she's still searching for like-minded people that understand her. For someone like Katara to be there and support Toph is reassuring, which helps reinforce Katara's kind nature and Toph's confidence in herself, which helps Toph become more open and honest with the other Team Avatar members. Not only is Iroh's tale a tribute to his son, but the voice actor Mako who voiced Iroh for both books 1 and 2, who sadly died in 2006. Iroh's tale tells us a lot about his kind heart. Even though he has his own task he would like to take care of, he takes the time to help others around him, helping a little boy who is definitely voiced by legendary voice actress Tara Strong by singing Leaves from the Vine, to helping a mugger believe in himself and his dream of becoming a masseur. He is not bothered by these interruptions. In fact, he's more grateful for the opportunity to instill wisdom onto others, speaking some great truths that could help the audience as well. As his tale comes to an end, we see just what Iroh set out to do in the beginning. He sits under a shady tree, crying and singing to his son, wishing that he could have helped him, reinforcing why Iroh cares so much about helping others and how he will not give up on anyone that needs his help, no matter what happens. This is probably one of the more goofier tales, but Aang's story still manages to help us understand him a bit more. Still on the search to find Appa, Aang stumbles into a zoo. Instead of flying away to look for his oldest friend within the walls of Ba Sing Se, Aang stops to help the zookeeper and his animals, helping the animals find a bigger place to roam free. In the goofiest way possible, Aang herds the animals to their new home. However, in the process, the animals mentally break the cabbage guy. Good work, Aang. After the new zoo is created, we see just how happy the citizens and the animals are, restoring balance in a small way, but the zookeeper and the citizens of Ba Sing Se will be grateful for years to come. This tale advises the audience that even small things can make a big difference. Sokka's tale is very humorous and creative. I've never really been one to like or understand poetry, but this tale makes me want to learn more about it, making most of the tale spoken in the rules of a haiku, which is a nice touch. As for Sokka, this shows just how quick-witted he is. With the poetry teacher slinging insult after insult at him, he's able to get back up and stand up for himself, which has always been something that Sokka has been good at. Even when the odds are against him, he still picks himself up and tries again. And when it comes to his haikus, his style is a lot different than the others. They're laced with his personality, just like how he handles different tasks his sword master gives him in Sokka's Master. Although Sokka balances out his team with his wit, his out-of-the-box thinking style is what helps him become more creative, helping his group see things in a different light that they may have not previously seen. Fun fact, Zuko's story is written by the same writer who helped write The Beach, which is one of my favorite episodes. Anyways, Zuko's story is lighthearted, but still has that same type of vibe that The Beach has, where it has its funny moments, but it still has this serious tone to it as well. In his tale, Zuko goes on a date with a girl named Jin. This is really random, but she kinda looks like Ty Lee, minus the green eyes, of course. When it comes to Zuko, it shows just how shy and awkward he is. Kind of like how we see with the Zula's awkwardness in The Beach. He doesn't know what to say or do. Although he may not have feelings for her, he still wants to be a good person and make her smile, which is really sweet, showcasing that firebending can be used in a simple way to instill beauty. Zuko may not be the best on a date, but he still learns to be a better person. He may not be fully redeemed at this point, but he's still trying his best. It's nice to see him in this setting, away from all of those questions weighing down on him. This is one of the more underrated tales in my opinion, because of how much it relies on music and sound effects to set the tone. Music and visuals become more apparent when there are no words to help guide the story. On top of that, this was intended for kids, so the creative team has to make it so that kids will understand it and not care that there's no dialogue, which is very well done here, showcasing the emotional bond that Appa and Momo have, and sprinkling in some humor here and there, showing how much Momo relies on the Sky Bison, and without him, Momo feels small and alone, almost getting eaten by some panthers. When things get dire, Momo chooses to free the panthers, which shows just how much influence Aang has on the little lemur's life. In the end, we see the loss he feels towards his friend Appa, with this beautifully blocked shot of Momo lying in Appa's footprint. This tale gives a lot more personality to Momo's character, which we don't really get to experience that much of throughout the series. It's really great that we get to see through Momo's point of view. Without the tales of Ba Sing Se, we probably would have not gotten the more character development heavy Book 3. This episode allows the creators to experiment in a fun, lighthearted way that balances both serious and funny tones perfectly. It gives new writers a chance to let them showcase both their talents and their passions for the characters they're writing for, also letting the show have some breathing room before things start to get chaotic. It truly changed Avatar: The Last Airbender from being great to being a masterpiece. But hey, that's just what I think. Let me know what you guys think of this episode in the comments down below. If you liked this video, you may enjoy this one about the beach, or maybe this one about Azula. Hope you have a lovely day, and I'll see you next time.